let me move into the next part, the democratic era. Even though it may not be a perfect democracy, but still yes, democratic era from 1990 to present. So, in fact, in February 19, so in December 1990, General Ershad resigned, and an interim government was created. So, that was in February 1991, an interim government. Interim government means a government in between. It is a temporary government, an interim government to oversaw, to form, basically to oversee the free and fair election was created, and in that election, so which was conducted in 1991, the BNP, Bangladesh National Party, and they managed to get a majority. BNP got a majority, even though the popular expectation, the expectation was Awami League under Sheikh Hasina, because Sheikh Hasina's father and Sheikh Hasina, the whole family, they were the freedom movement leaders and they were the real creators of Bangladesh. But contrary to the expectation, BNP and their right wing support, the fundamentalist parties like Jamaat-e-Islami, okay, Jamaat-e-Islami, a right wing Islamist fundamentalist party, along plus BNP, Jamaat-e-Islami may not be a big party, but 4-5% vote is always there with them, and BNP, they are also a center right party because the army created party, and they want, because many of these officers, see, army was earlier, it was Pakistan army, and Pakistani army they are very closely linked to religion, and in fact Pakistan itself was created in the name of religion, and Pakistani army personals were indoctrinated enough. But East Pakistan people, the Bangladeshis, their nationalism was not based on religion. Please understand, that is the difference. Awami League, right from the beginning, their nationalism is based on Bangla pride. Bangla pride or Bengali nationalism. Bengal and Bangla as the language, Bengali culture, the dance, the music, the Robindra Sangeet, all these things are very, very dear to the people of Bangladesh also. Whereas this BNP, when they created, they are the offshoot of the Pakistani army, Bangladesh part. So they wanted to create, their nationalistic, that story around religion. BNP was more closer to religion, and they want to create a nationalism based on religion, whereas Awami League, they wanted to create nationalism based on their culture, their language, their music, their dance, their literature, okay, that Bangla pride. So you see, even today in India, when it comes to our in Bollywood, most of the prominent actors, directors all came from Bengal. So that is nothing, it's not an accident. That is part of their literature and culture and dance and music and everything. So definitely that was something very, very significant even for the East Bengal people. Anyway, so Awami Leagues, the theme of nationalism, like in India, our theme of nationalism is unity in diversity. We want to protect all culture. Similarly, Awami League's theme of nationalism is Bangla pride, Bengal, their pride of their language and culture and everything. Whereas BNP nationalism was predominantly on religion. So BNP plus Jamaat-e-Islami, that is why they suddenly became BNP and Jamaat-e-Islami and all, they became quite, the natural allies, and they won the election. So that was a surprise. And that was something which is not expected, and they also in September 1991, okay, in September 1991, the new constitution was adopted and creating a parliamentary system, okay, the parliamentary system, because the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman actually converted it into a presidential form. Now, once again in September, a constitutional amendment and the parliamentary system was created, and prime ministerial government, everything was started, and the rule was continuing. By 1996, after 5 years, election should be there. So there was a in February 1996, elections were supposed to be held, but for that the opposition at that time, the opposition, that is Awami League, demanded a neutral caretaker government to conduct the election. Okay. So, the opposition, that is Awami League, demanded the formation of a neutral caretaker government. So, and there was a massive protest and everything. Even international community interfered, crippling strikes and protests and everything, and ultimately the ruling party at that, the BNP, succumbed to the pressure, and the demand of the opposition was considered or rather taken up, and a former chief justice was asked to become the head of the caretaker government, and elections were held. So, in June 1996, elections were held under a neutral caretaker government. So, it was not under. So, the opposition declared that they have no faith in a free and fair election if it is conducted by Begum Khalida Zia. The BNP came to power, Begum Khalida Zia became the prime minister. So, and BNP plus Jamaat-e-Islami and Begum Khalida Zia became the prime minister, and under her leadership, this Awami League declared that they have no faith in her leadership. So, a neutral caretaker government was constituted under pressure because they conducted a lot of protests and strikes and everything, and ultimately elections were held under a former chief justice as the head of the government. And in this election of 1996, Awami League captured power, and Sheikh Hasina became the prime minister. And even the first government when it formed, even though India was a major party in the formation of the Bangladesh, this BNP government was not friendly to India. Please remember, from 1991 to 1996, even though it was a democratically elected government, it was not a friendly government to India because it was a party created by the army, the army leaders, and that is why India-Bangladesh relations never improved at that time. And during the time from 1975, from the army coup till 1990, December 1990, again it was ruled predominantly by the army leaders. Even though during General Ershad's time, after 1982, things improved a bit, India-Bangladesh relations improved, but it was not very smooth. Again in 91 to 96, again the relationship was quite ordinary. Why? Because it was led by BNP, and BNP was definitely pro-Pakistan and anti-India because it was created by the Pakistani army generals at that time. So, but when Sheikh Hasina came to power, things started changing, and the India-Bangladesh relations started improving, and during this time, during her first term, Sheikh Hasina, between 1996 to 2001, India-Bangladesh signed the Ganga water treaty. I will talk about that separately, but that was signed during Sheikh Hasina's first, the first time when she was the prime minister between 96 to 2. Same thing at the end of by 2001, when her term was about to be ended, now it is a turn of BNP. BNP demanded the same thing, a neutral caretaker government. Okay. Now, BNP demanded a neutral caretaker government, and elections were held under again meantime, because under the pressure in 1996 itself, before this Awami League came to power, constitutional amendment was made, and it was made it very clear that in future all elections will be held only under a neutral caretaker government. So, in 2001 October, a neutral caretaker government again captured, or rather it was handed over, power was given to in a neutral caretaker government in 2001 October, and elections were held under the leadership again a neutral government was there by a former Chief Justice of that country at that time. Elections were held. In that election, 2001 October elections, again Awami League lost, and now it is the turn of BNP to capture power again, and BNP under again Begum Khalida Zia once again came to power, and during that time once again, and during this time once again the same issue, because BNP was more closer to Pakistan and anti-India in general, India-Bangladesh relations deteriorated. India-Bangladesh relations deteriorated. And in fact, the fact of the matter is, when normally Bangladesh and India, such a big country surrounding Bangladesh from all three sides, Bangladesh cannot ignore India, but BNP leader Begum Khalida Zia tried to ignore India, and she did not even visit India till 2005. She kept on avoiding India. She visited Pakistan, she visited China, she visited across the world, but not India. And naturally, India-Bangladesh relations were not so good during her time. Again, so please see 1991 election, 1991 to 1996, BNP and Begum as the Prime Minister. Then 1996 elections to 2001, Awami League and Sheikh Hasina. Again neutral caretaker government in 2001 to 2006, BNP again captured power, once again Begum Khalida. She became so Begum Khalida Zia became Prime Minister for 10 years now. So end of 2006, once again a neutral caretaker government was to be constituted, and this time in early 2007 there was a dispute regarding who will be that neutral fellow. There was no agreement between Awami League and BNP for many months, and finally it was agreed that a former World Bank official called Fakhruddin Ahmad, the neutral caretaker government was led by Fakhruddin Ahmad. He was a former World Bank official from Bangladesh, and when Fakhruddin Ahmad was handed over power to him, army, the Bangladeshi army interfered once again, and he asked Fakhruddin Ahmad not to conduct the election, and an emergency was declared. So instead of conducting the election, see in 2006 end, maybe October, November, elections should have been held. Elections were not held. Neutral caretaker government was created in 2007 under the leadership of a former World Bank official from Bangladesh called Fakhruddin Ahmad, but he did not conduct the election under the orders from the Bangladeshi military, and a massive crackdown. So many people were arrested, including or even both the Awami League leader and the BNP leaders, both of them were sent to exile. They were sent out of the country, and no elections for the next 2 years. But they declared, Fakhruddin Ahmad government declared that they will clean up the system. Army was backing, and they claimed that they will clean up the system. They claimed that they will clean up the system. But see, it is not that easy to clean a system overnight. It is like demonetization in India. Prime Minister Modi one fine evening declared that the 500 rupee notes and 1000 rupee notes have been banned, and he will clean up the system. See, there is no such overnight solution to our deep rooted corruption and all in our country. That is the reality. Nothing has happened. The black money has come back. He said all black money will be wiped out. It looked like that way, but unfortunately more money came back, and the way people have deposited back and the whole system, the whatever intention Prime Minister Modi had, he could not achieve any of those intentions through the demonetization, no matter whatever he claims. The reality is none of the objectives were met. The same thing happened for Bangladesh. Fakhruddin Ahmad and the army wanted to clean up the system, and within 2 years they realized that they cannot clean anything, and the cleaning is sudden cleaning and all will not happen. The change of character, the change of the style of functioning, the behavior of the people cannot be changed overnight. And finally, Fakhruddin Ahmad led caretaker government, they gave up, they surrendered, and they declared that elections will be held in, and they conducted elections in December. In December 2007, they conducted elections were held in December 2008, not 2000 the elections were held on December 29th, 2008, and even the ban on the political parties were lifted. Awami League, BNP were all allowed to contest the election. The leaders were asked to come back, and in that December 2008 elections, Awami League got a massive victory. The Fakhruddin Ahmad, the caretaker, the neutral caretaker government only conducted the election. Out of the 300 seats, 270 seats were captured by Awami League. It is a massive victory, and just imagine. BNP leaders, hardly anyone won the election, hardly anyone managed to win the election, and it was a massive victory. And Sheikh Hasina, so now you see 1991, so once again I am just showing 1991 to 96, it was BNP, 96 to 2001 Awami League, then 2001 to 2006 once again BNP, neutral caretaker government, you can say that is from 2007 to 8. 2 years of the neutral government. Then in December 2008, once again the elections were held, and Awami League and Sheikh Hasina. Sheikh Hasina once again came back to power with a massive victory. I mean, 9 out of 10 seats, 270 out of 300 seats she won, and that was the kind of popularity she had at that time. So she came back to power, with vengeance, we can say, and that is how the elections were held. And then in 2011, now what she did is, in 2011, see, she had such a massive majority, she can amend the constitution, she can change anything and everything. And in 2011, Sheikh Hasina abolished the neutral caretaker government system. Okay, Sheikh Hasina abolished the neutral caretaker government system. Her argument was that, you see, you hand over power to a neutral caretaker government, and if that fellow is not conducting the election, then everything is lost. So her argument is, this neutral caretaker government system has failed. Instead, she said there will be a national government to conduct the election. National government means, according to the parliament, whoever has the number of seats, see, in this particular case what has happened, 270 out of 300 are with the Awami League itself. So if a 30-member government will be constituted, whoever is the prime minister will continue as the prime minister, even the opposition parties will join the government. See, the national government meaning is even the opposition will join the government. But BNP opposed. BNP said this is nonsense, we cannot, because they have nobody in the parliament. Now, even if BNP is asked to join, if they have only 3 or 4 MPs and they may get 1 minister, If 30 ministers are there, one minister will be from BNP, 29 from Awami League. They said nothing doing, they opposed this. Even though they could not do anything, constitutional amendment took place. BNP opposed tooth and nail. This BNP opposed it right from the beginning, because they knew that in such a national government, the opposition, especially in that election, if the elections are to be held in 2013 December, there will not be anybody from the opposition to take care of their interest. So BNP opposed, and when the Prime Minister went ahead with the new constitution, the amendment, 2011 amendment, and neutral caretaker government system got abolished, the BNP and Jamaat-e-Islami and all, they declared that they will boycott the election if under the national government, if the national government elections are taken place, they will boycott, and they went to the streets in a big way. So from 2012 onwards, massive protests by BNP and Jamaat-e-Islami. Jamaat-e-Islami and BNP, massive protests, strikes, killings, damaging the public property, lot of economic loss, everything went on. But Awami, so they boycotted the election. The BNP not only boycotted, they tried to prevent the elections from happening forcefully. So it was a bloody situation. Thousands of people got killed in that when the elections were approaching. Thousands were killed. But Awami League went ahead with the elections. On 5th January 2014. So it was supposed to be held in December. So 5th January 2014 elections were held. As I told you, Awami League participated, and the only other party participated, the major party was the Jatiya Party. It was Jatiya Party led by the former General Ershad, the former president, General Ershad. So Awami League participated, Jatiya Party participated, BNP boycotted, Jamaat-e-Islami boycotted. So the main opposition parties boycotted, and they even tried to prevent. The elections from happening, and they tried to even kill the candidates. Even if an independent candidate standing, there is a lot of threat on their life. But finally, elections were held under the muscle power of the Awami League, and naturally, when BNP is not participating, Jamaat-e-Islami is not participating, many of the seats, more than almost 150 seats, it was won by Awami League unopposed. There was no candidate standing against the Awami League leaders. And finally, some seats they gave up. They gave it to the Jatiya Party, and Awami League captured 234 out of 300 seats in 2014 elections. Of course, it is a reduction from 270. In 270, it was a normal fight, and they got 270. But this time, because the BNP was not there, Jamaat-e-Islami not there, they gave up some of the seats. They allowed this Jatiya Party to win some elections, some seats, but 234 out of 300. And once again, Awami League leader Sheikh Hasina became the Prime Minister. So from 2014, 5th January, so let me add this, 5th January election, 2014, again Awami League won, Sheikh Hasina continued, once again the Prime Minister. Okay. So then things continued, and opposition, since the opposition did not participate, most of the governments in the world, they refused to recognize. They said that this is not the way elections should be conducted. European Union, US, Canada, everybody said that this is not the way elections should be conducted. Even Australia, New Zealand, everybody said. But India said, because since Awami League and Sheikh Hasina is a friend of India, India recognized. India said this is a good election, no problem, okay, theek hai. I mean, opposition did not participate. It was at that time, January 2014, Dr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. India recognized the election, and India said that theek hai, there are issues, but ideally there should have been opposition also participating, but still elections were held in a like that. So, we agreed. Sheikh Hasina government continued in 2017, okay, and in 2017 some compromise. The Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina called for preparation for the next election, which is supposed to be held in 2019 now, and some compromise formula. BNP agreed to participate, and and they agreed that there will be a neutral election commission. So, now in 2017 some change, and they agreed to have a neutral election commission. This is what agreed. Now, instead of a neutral caretaker government, then a national government, now it is a neutral election commission, the way it is there in India and all. It is supposed to be neutral, even in India it is supposed to be neutral, but question marks are there these days, that is the problem. So, not only justice should be done, justice should seem to be done. Not only the election commission should be neutral, it should seem to be done, seem to be neutral. That is where the issues are there even in India right now. Anyway, so 2017 that this modification has taken place. BNP also agreed to contest the election, participate in the election, and the next election was held on 30th December 2018. 30th December 2018 elections were held, but by this time, so what happened was that electronic voting machine was used for the first time, and by this time BNP leader Begum Khalida Zia was already arrested and sent to jail on corruption charges. BNP leader Begum Khalida Zia, BNP leader Begum Khalida Zia. See, a lot of stories are there. I am not going to tell everything. Begum Khalida Zia was arrested and she was in jail. So, she could not participate in the election, even though they tried to boycott, but there was full confusion because already they boycotted in the previous election. Now, the BNP was in a dilemma whether to boycott or not, but ultimately they participated in the election. And in the process what happened, once again Awami League managed to win a massive victory because BNP was already decimated. They did not participate in the previous election. Now, their leader was in jail. So, it was I will say a 10% strength. The BNP participated in the election. So, BNP participated also. Awami League once again won, and Sheikh Hasina continues to be the Prime Minister, all powerful. But her position, the legitimacy of Sheikh Hasina is getting more and more under question. Just imagine if you are not, if you are contesting, if you are conducting the election without the proper participation by all the parties, if you are sending the opposition leaders to jail and then conducting the election. So, naturally the issue of legitimacy is always there. So, Sheikh Hasina in 2014 January election as well as in 30th December 2018 election or 2019 election we can say, in both she won elections were conducted, but question mark over the legitimacy because it is not, the opposition was not fully participating. So, there is no threat to her government for another 5 years. 19 January she started, 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23 January, now the election will be held in 2023. We do not know what will happen at that time, by that time, but BNP is almost completely destroyed. Begum Khalida Zia may not be in a position to come back and to contest the election and all. Even her son, he is also accused of many corruption charges and all, he is living in exile. So, Begum Khalida Zia and her sons may not be able to contest the election and all in future. So, what will happen? Whether a true democracy will be there and whether it will lead to in a proper democratic transition of power in 2023, we do not know right now. But one point we should remember here is Awami League, because of the history, because of the way we supported Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and after the military coup from 1976, please do not forget, from 1976 to 1981. Sheikh Hasina lived in Delhi. She was living in her home at the Pandara Road. It is a famous road near India Gate. She lived there. We gave all protection. Indira Gandhi protected. And that was the most crucial time of her life, when her father, her mother, and all brothers, sister-in-laws, all of them got killed. They were given protection by India, and she has that loyalty to India even today. That is why, despite all pressures, and even after having the lot of issues like the Citizenship Amendment Act, Bangladeshis were always targeted by the BJP government, or even the China investing in Bangladesh. China has promised some $26 billion investment in Bangladesh. They offered $46 billion. Subsequently, it is increased to $87 billion in Pakistan, the CPEC. Similar thing China offered for Bangladesh also in 2016. Despite all these pressures, even in the Rohingya Muslims issue, from Myanmar, this the Bangla speaking Muslim population, India did not support Bangladesh. Even then, Sheikh Hasina maintained her cool. She never opposed India. She never said anything against India. Even about the Citizenship Amendment Act, she said it's an unnecessary law. That is the only word she used. She never said anything openly. So despite lot of provocation, we have the best of the neighbors around us is Bangladesh. Our relationship with Sri Lanka, it is not so good. There are issues, because the Sri Lankan leadership is pro-China right now. Pakistan, our relationship is very bad, we know very well. Nepal, our relationship is quite bad, I have already said. Nepal relationship, why? Because we have a communist government there and they are pro-China. So the only government in our vicinity, even Maldives, right now it is okay, but previously it was a pro-China government there also. Bhutan, yes, we have good relationship with Bhutan, no doubt regarding that. But otherwise, as a big country, the only all-weather friend right now is Sheikh Hasina. We have to nurture that relationship, and India is understanding. Even Prime Minister Modi is understanding that right now, because he has changed the tone as far as after the Nepal issue, after the Doklam, and then the line of actual control issue with China, and we know our relationship with Pakistan was always bad. So even India is having a second thought with Bangladesh right now, mainly because of the way these countries were behaving. But Sheikh Hasina maintained her cool. She maintained her loyalty. She wants to be, India is the best bet for India in Bangladesh is Sheikh Hasina. So we should nurture, we should protect, and we should allow this relationship to grow further. Sheikh Hasina is there till 2023, no doubt. But her legitimacy, her elections, the way she got elected in the last two elections, that is the question mark. There are issues related to the election procedure and the process with which elections are being held in Bangladesh. That is the issue. So anyway, so that is the present setup as far as the Bangladesh is concerned. Now let me move into a couple of things in Bangladesh.